let's look at the prophecy of the mother of harlots and of the abominations of the earth, the scarlet woman in Revelation 17. And there came one of the 7 angels which had the 7 vials, and talked with me, saying to me, Come here, I'll show you the judgment of the great whore that sits upon many waters. Spiritual adultery is betraying the true God. It's too easy to point to another church and pretend that doing so makes us without sin. Yet all who profess true religion, but are unfaithful to God and His Word, play the whore. When any of us prioritizes empty human traditions or sinful worldly values over the Word of God, we're committing spiritual adultery. With whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication, and the inhabitants of the earth have been made drunk with the wine of her fornication. The church is pictured as a woman, and Jerusalem above is the mother of us all. This woman may thus be a counterfeit church, or even the tares among the wheat within the church. Fornication's another way of saying spiritual adultery. False religions often used to legitimize corrupt world leaders, and crowds become drunk with populist mass hysteria and false ideals. So he carried me away in the spirit into the wilderness, and I saw a woman sit upon a scarlet-coloured beast, full of names of blasphemy, having 7 heads and 10 horns. This woman rides the beast that was earlier revealed as an anti-Christian government. Now it looks a little different as more details emerge. It's crimson, the colour of blood. Riding the beast indicates some kind of mutual relationship between false religion and evil government. And the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet colour, and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls, having a golden cup in her hand, full of abominations and filthiness of her fornication. She's rich and royal and filthy with sin, and carries what looks like a communion cup, but full of abominations. And upon her forehead was a name written, Mystery, Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots and abominations of the earth. She's identified as associated with the corruption of ancient Babylon and its system of human exploitation and oppression. This is not the mystery of the wisdom of God or godliness. It's the mystery of lawlessness or iniquity. And I saw the woman drunk with the blood of the saints and with the blood of the martyrs of Jesus. And when I saw her, I wondered with great admiration. The woman of Revelation 12 is persecuted. This woman persecutes. Christianity is the most persecuted religion in the world, most intensely in over 60 countries from North Africa to Asia. Tens of thousands are killed every year, and thousands are imprisoned. And the angel said to me, Why did you marvel? I'll tell you the mystery of the woman, and of the beast that carries her, which has the 7 heads and 10 horns. An angel offers to reveal the mystery. The beast that you saw was and is not, and shall ascend out of the bottomless pit, and go into perdition, and they that dwell on the earth will wonder, whose names were not written in the book of life from the foundation of the world, when they behold the beast that was, and is not, and yet is. The tyrannical anti-Christian empire that was and failed will rise again. Most understand this to be a revival of a murderous pagan Roman system, which was itself a revival of an even more ancient Babylonian system. Those who've never been written into the book of life will be easily deceived. And here's the mind which has wisdom. The 7 heads are 7 mountains on which the woman sits. The 7 mountains may refer to the 7 hills of ancient Rome, or 7 kings that rule. And there are 7 kings, 5 are fallen, and 1 is, and the other is not yet come. And when he comes, he must continue a short space. 5 previous world empires, one at the time of writing was Rome, and the other is assumed to be a king not yet in existence. And the beast that was and is not, even he is the 8th, and is of the 7, and goes into perdition. The beast is described here as being of the same evil spirit as the 7 preceding oppressive dictatorships. And the 10 horns which you saw are 10 kings, which have received no kingdom as yet, but receive power as kings 1 hour with the beast. These kings in waiting join with the beast in a federation of 10 states. These have one mind, and shall give their power and strength to the beast. So these kings are subservient. These shall make war with the Lamb, and the Lamb shall overcome them. For he is Lord of lords and King of kings, and they that are with him are called and chosen and faithful. Christianity has always been engaged in spiritual warfare. However, this is more specifically the battle of the great day of the Lord. And he says to me, the waters which you saw where the whore sits are peoples and multitudes and nations and tongues. Here is one of those keys to the prophecy. And the 10 horns which you saw upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. In the end, the alliance between the whore of Babylon and these kings will fail. For God has put in their hearts to fulfill his will, and to agree, and to give their kingdom to the beast until the words of God shall be fulfilled. The alliance will only last as long as God wills. And the woman which you saw is that great city which reigns over the kings of the earth. This is who Babylon really is, a descendant of that idolatrous system which has corrupted the whole world. The whole world must choose between 2 ways, the way of Babylon and the way of God. Do we worship this anti-Christian world and its ways, or is our allegiance to God and the kingdom of heaven? Well, until next time, when we get into Revelation chapter 18, may God bless you.